Hello friends and other people, welcome to the third instalment of the gas locker odyssey. Although I didn't really travel anywhere. Gas locker trilogy, the third part of the gas locker trilogy, which means there won't be a fourth part, probably. So in the previous episodes I firstly derusted and treated the inside of the gas locker. And then I repaired a worrisome hole in the floor of the gas locker, which could have let gas collect underneath the gas locker. And I forgot to mention, if a large amount of water got in there, it would lead to water getting into underneath the gas locker. Now, the gas locker is a sealed space apart from the gas vents. So if water gets in there, it can't do much to sink the boat because it will eventually drain, and there is a finite amount of water that could get in there. With the hole in the floor on the gas locker, however, as much water could get in there as it likes, because it would then go underneath and, in theory, sink the boat. It's a remote possibility, but it could happen if I was out on the Thames on a choppy day or something like that. In this episode, I'm painting the gas locker, and that took me about 3 weeks to do, because I'll explain in the video what products I use, but between using each product I left about a week of curing time, because at the moment it's not very warm, and paint takes its time to go off and cure fully when it's cold. Ooh, this towpath is very muddy. I've got sandals on. Whoa, probably not the best footwear. Anyway, so there we have it. This is the third part of the trilogy, probably, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Enjoy, subscribe, like.
Before putting on the first coat, I swept the locker floor and let the lesser spotted vacuum cleaner do its work. I'll be using 3 products to paint the locker. The first coat is a red oxide anti-rust primer. The second, a stone chip spray paint. It's designed for the underside of cars and has damp proofing capabilities. The final coat will be a tough wearing metal paint. So this doesn't look like an ad for Hammerite, I'll also be consuming large amounts of this bouillon, which is full of vegan goodness, just like me. So here we go with the first coat. All that hard work certainly merits some vegan noodles and bouillon. It's a week later and time for the next coat of paint. For about 2 hours before putting on the second coat, I've warmed up the locker with this radiator so that the spray paint dries off a bit more quickly. I'll only be putting the stone chip paint up to a level just above any rust, so first job is to mask off a line. And here we go with the stone chip spray. Top tip, definitely wear a decent face mask if using this stuff in a confined space. Another week later, and with everything dry and fully cured, it's time to put on the metal paint final coat. The paint is fairly thick and requires quite a bit of working in. Last, time to put the gas bottles back into the locker. I'll be putting these plastic grids under the bottles. Condensation forms on the bottles, and rising them off the floor discourages water from pooling underneath them. Final job is to reconnect and turn on the gas, and then tether the bottles to the bulkhead. Before closing the hatch, I put a moisture trap on the locker floor to inhibit any pooling of condensation. And that's it. Now I can cook again.